has been established by Chairman Dr. Praful Vijaykar in the year 2000. The main vision and the mission of this school is to empower homeopaths and enrich homeopath with right medical knowledge and homeopathic knowledge, because what was happening, the scenario was that students and doctors who were graduating out of homeopathic colleges, they had no confidence in practicing their own science. Homeopathy, the degree which we have is Bachelor of Homeopathic Medicine and Surgery. So after doing a 4.5, 5 years of schooling, medical schooling, and coming into practice, they had all the theory knowledge, but the practical knowledge was amiss. And this is exactly where 40 years back journey of our chairman, Dr. Praful Vijaykar, started, that he bridged actually homeopathic principles and the modern medicine. Coming from a background of doctors, because his father was also an allopathic doctor, very well recognized in Andheri. His grandfather, who graduated from London, from a very reputed university, he was also a surgeon. So having a lineage in the family, he had the quest for knowledge. And when he actually went into his practice, he saw that all the existing science or the modern medicine had its own limitation. So as and when he ventured more out into practice after finishing his homeopathic schooling, he came to a conclusion that homeopathy, and if you use homeopathy on by bridging the principles of modern medicine, can give you actual great results. And when I say great results, which means that they can reverse the process in a disease. Because what was happening was, I mean, we are not here to demean any science. Every science has to offer us something. But what is more important is that there was no confident or a permanent answer which people were getting for their chronic diseases. And here exactly where he studied the philosophy of homeopathy and reached the modern philosophy or modern medicine, he could come to a conclusion that diseases, not only starting with simple cases like cold and cough and asthma, allergies, respiratory problems, but when they graduate into major hormonal problems, endocrinal problems, pediatric problems, cardiac problems, renal problems, those cases also can be reversed. He went further to do his research and he found out that it's not only these diseases, but also in cases of malignant conditions, cancers, tumors, homeopathy can be used very, very effectively. He further researched and he went ahead by practicing, I mean, more than 40 years now, and he found out that not only in such cases, but also it could help genetic mutational cases. So when we say genetic mutational cases, these are the cases which do not have permanent solution or permanent answer. So here we do not say that we are changing the genetic mutation. Genetic changes mean it's an expression of a disease. Genetic expression is happening because of a certain protein coming out inside your body and getting expressed in form of disease. So he could see homeopathic medicines effectively working on this at this level, and hence diseases such as Down syndrome, diseases such as mental retardation, physical retardation, cases of blindness, cases of who are deaf, dumb, what we call as differently abled children, homeopathy was able to find an answer where they were, where the other conventional system was finding no good answers. And this is exactly what he did, was he actually started preaching his experience, his 40 years of experience, to students, reaching out to colleges, reaching out to doctors, saying that here is what we have an answer, where we can find a solution, we can reverse the process, because what was happening with such cases was, these are the cases which cannot be treatable, cannot be cured, they only can be rehabilitated. So his vision was to make sure that if we can practice homeopathy in the right way, then we can definitely have solutions and not only solution, but try to make these cases more independent. And this is where the school of predictive homeopathy is unique in its work than other school of homeopathy, and this is exactly why all the European doctors who's been practicing in Europe for almost more than 15 to 20 years, all the senior doctors have come here in India to learn. This is not just one day affair, it has been over a build-up. Our chairman has been traveling to Germany for more than last 20 years, and he's been training these doctors every year. We have schools there, we have doctors who are leaders, who are training and propagating this system there so that people can get confident and try to practice the right and the real homeopathy. And this is why all European doctors who close their clinic for 15 days, can you imagine, it's not very easy to do. 15 days, it costs them money. It costs them, because your earning is stopped. But it is all to come here in the quest of knowledge, to take the utmost knowledge or utmost experience from the master himself and go back and produce the same results and preach the same beautiful science. Mind you, homeopathy is a German science coming from Germany. So we call that the Germany is born, homeopathy is born in Germany, but heart is beating in India. Yeah. So this is how the program is, why they have come here to learn. This is a workshop which we are having this for more than now 10 years. They come all the way from Europe. We have all doctors from Germany, Switzerland, Netherlands, England, traveling all the way to India. And these are workshops which are conducted in our center. This is the International Center for Homeopathic Medicine, which is recognized by the ECPD. ECPD is the European Center for Peace and Development, which is a university of peace, and it is an arm of United Nations as well. So, Predictive Homeopathy as an organization has taken up a mission of spreading this right science established by Dr. Praful Vijayakar 40 years back, and we want to manufacture good homeopaths, quality homeopaths who can give quality results and who can give scientific results so that we can help the ailing humanity, we can help homeopaths, and we can help homeopathy. So I think this is just a short and a brief introduction about what we are doing, and I would ask Dr. Vijayakar, our chairman, to say a few words.
Thank you, and welcome everybody. All that I would like to say is that when I became a homeopath, we were utterly discouraged by so many people that homeopathy has nothing to offer. Don't worry, just join allopathy. I joined my father and started practicing allopathy. But when I saw that there was limitations galore in that particular method, because though as he mentioned that my grandfather was educated in Scotland, my father here as an MBBS doctor, what I saw was that 1901 my grandfather went to England to learn allopathy, rather medicine. And his books of medicine showed that certain diseases like asthma, allergy, common diseases like blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid problems, and liver side autoimmune diseases like SLE or rheumatoid arthritis, or psoriasis, or any chronic heart problems were never ever cured. And it was mentioned in the books, medicine books, that these are only controllable but never curable. Surprisingly, my father, who did medicine in 1945, he studied medicine in 1945 in Bombay itself, from Topiwala National Medical College. There, his books also, or books of medicine, the same one, the Harrison Book of Medicine, which is quite famous, mention most of the same diseases like the asthma, the allergies, the hypertension, the diabetes, the same very chronic arthritis, and all the autoimmune diseases which had no answer, the only answer was steroids. The only answer is also steroids. All these were mentioned, liver-side cancers and tumors and insanities and schizophrenias, which were taken as gone cases, but all these cases were still incurable and only controllable. After almost 35 years, in 70s, from 70 to 75, I studied medicine. And again, my books also are mentioning the same list of all the diseases which I mentioned, again as incurable and only controllable. Okay, we were very happy that science is advancing. The books were getting thicker and thicker. And gradually our medicine books became double in volume. Even today, the medicine book of medicine comes in 2 volumes, not 1 volume. And when my son started understanding or started reading medicine, learning medicine in the year 2001, 2001, that in 2001. Now you can understand that in 1901, my grandfather had gone to UK, and his books of medicine had the same list, which was incurable, only controllable. Whereas even after 100 years, my son was reading books where it was mentioned that the same list of diseases, whether it is allergy, whether it is asthma, whether it is diabetes, whether it is diabetes, whether it is a heart problem, whether it is schizophrenia, whether it is cancer, these are only controllable, but most of them not curable. And we say that science has advanced. Then what is the problem? Where is the science lacking? And how come these medicine books have become double? The medicine books have become double because of the increase in investigations. I was surprised to see that the number of investigations have increased. The diagnosis and the neural diseases are becoming easy, but the treatment still eludes our science of therapeutics. This is what made me go into homeopathy. At least something will be found out there, because our founder, Dr. Hahnemann, had left the MD degree in allopathy from Germany, and he started on this particular science, homeopathic science, and that which was a very small science, which was just the beginning, and believe it or not, many MD doctors started following this toddler science, the science which was still not established, but they saw something in it. So why they saw something in it? It was because Hahnemann said that, see, why are we failing in getting results? Is because though God has made us in 2 parts, mind and body, we are considering only the body. The body is merely a tool which mind uses. Everybody knows it. But when somebody is ill, when somebody gets a pneumonia or tuberculosis or cancer, we conveniently forget the mind, which is the driving force. And when this is not treated, we are treating only half the person. The last half is not cured, and that is why we get relapses and recurrences in the conventional mode of treatment. So we tried to go ahead of this. We tried to bridge the gap between allopathy and homeopathy, and I found wonderful results coming in what they call as incurable diseases. And not only that, still further, we genetic part of it, because the genes are the ones which are actually ruling us, and they are the ones which are giving us so many diseases. And I thought that it is better that we understand the genetic code of a person, treat the patient as a whole, so that we treat the man in disease and not disease in man, as Hahnemann has suggested at that time. And to our surprise, what we found is that we could give eyesight to the blind, hearing to the deaf, speech to the mute, and legs to the lame, and not only that, but even intelligence to the mental retarded. And that is how we started these camps, which have become so many. Now we are having 51 free camps. And we kept it free because the people should come and take it, and the money should not be an inhibitory factor. That every person, every